Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do a deck profile. The ban list could very well come out while I'm doing this, but whatever, it's probably not going to actually affect this deck anyway. So, let's go ahead and get started with this. I did go to a card shop yesterday, and that's kind of why I'm doing this, is I want to answer some questions that were asked there, in case any of you have those, and of course if you have any additional questions, ask those below. First up, Needle Sealing. Yeah, it works really well. It's just a really versatile version of Torrential Tribute, so I'm playing this instead. It can be used as Torrential, as Mirror Force. It can be used as a Torrential in response to things other than summons, or no, I just want to activate this now, so I'm gonna do it. So yeah, it's just a really versatile version of that, and it works really well. Not to mention, it doesn't kill Spy, Guard, or Disciple, or if I've had to set something like a Veiler or a Descendant, doesn't kill them either. And if there aren't 4 monsters on the board, I probably don't care about what's happening as is. Stops combos before they happen. Or mid-happening, rather. Black Horn of Heaven stops pretty much everything I actually care about. 3 Rite of Spirit, 1 Steele. Yeah, I know I didn't put Steele with the other spells, but there's a reason for that. I wanted to talk about it with these, because this really surprised like everyone there. Alright, so the 1 Steele. Steele, it's nice for adding commandants back to your hand. Usually if I'm doing that, I'm going for the 3rd commandant, or for a commandant to get the 3rd Necro Valley, rather. So why would I need 2 of them if it's a super late game card? Also, opening with this is completely garbage. So, just saying. Yeah, I put cards in my hand I can use for Mass Change 2nd. I should have cards there anyway. What am I doing when I don't? Whereas, Rite of Spirit is very useful for achieving my goals. Win condition of Gravekeepers, attack 4 times with Descendant. Additional win condition, flip 2 spies in the same turn. Because I have Rite of Spirit. Flip spy, recruiter, Descendant. Tribute recruiter, pop, search, summon recruiter, tribute, pop, search, Rite of Spirit, summon recruiter, tribute, pop, search. Did you want a board? Because I activated 1 Rite of Spirit, flip my spies, and that's game. And I've explained earlier how consistent that is in my builds. So yeah, that's why Steele is with those. Anyways, let's continue on with the traps now. Bottomless, Evac, Circle, Warning, Starlight, Ring, and 3 Fiendish Chain. On to the spells. First up, we've got Royal Tribute. They didn't ask about this, the other Gravekeeper player there. Really funny story. Alright, so one of my friends, he plays against me a lot. Anyways, we go to this card shop, and he goes to duel against somebody, and they start the game. His opponent's playing Gravekeepers. Royal Tribute. I think you Royal Tribute. I wasn't paying attention to that game. I was playing Vanguard. I should do a deck profile of that too, because I play Gravekeepers in Vanguard as well. I know that's not an official deck, but I worked with one of my friends to create a fair Vanguard deck, and actually lost to him yesterday. He was playing Nature, Great Nature. Yeah. Anyway, Regeki. Yeah, the card shows up in Rite of Spirit, not Rite of Spirit, Royal Tribute. It shows up in some really weird hands and is sometimes unplayable, but it can also, you can open with it and just win the game. You can draw it late game, really conveniently against Necros. Win the game. It's just way too good against Necros to not play, and way too powerful in general not to play. So, even though it can show up in some really weird hands. Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, double mass change second, double second. 2 space, 3 Necro Valley. On to the monsters, and I know I've taken a while to get to this point already, so I'll try to go through this fairly quickly. It's pretty standard anyway. So 3 Commandant, 3 Spy, 2 Recruiter, 2 Descendant, Assailant, Disciple. Here's something I was asked about. Guard. Darklaw has 2400 attack. Guard, conveniently under Necro Valley, 2400 defense. Bounce Darklaw. He's an out to Darklaw, he's an out to Shadowls, as well as an out to just random things that are, surprise, I'm here. Also really good for clearing boards and just getting in for damage. Not necessarily with him, but because he can just bounce something, get it off the board, sometimes that can be a card that is a high level that my opponent has had to special summon. Maybe it's, usually I'm going to bounce something from the extra deck, and that can just be really, really inconvenient, or it can help me go for game. So, again, versatile card. 2 Veiler. Veiler's Veiler, and I have Synchros. Thunder King, and of course, Fairy Lily. As I said last deck profile, she's cute, it's on the player. That, and she's a 3400 beater. She keeps happening, like, she just keeps being really, really helpful continuously, and it's amazing. Somehow I keep attacking for game with Fairy Lily, like, without activating her effect, and just attack with Fairy Lily. That is usually after she's actually been on the board for a while, and I'll be at, like, 3400 life points or something like that. So I could activate Fairy Lily if I wanted to, but it's exact game, so Fairy Lily. I think a lot of the reason for the exact game with 400 attack is probably due to that Commandant has that 100 more, and that Darklaw is 2400. So there's that, as well as, of course, Fairy Lily attacking over things with her effect is going to deal 100 less and leave that awkward number. And then for the only notable thing about the extra deck right now, I think, is that I'm not only playing Darklaw, but also Koga. I have considered Dan as well. Even though there aren't any heroes for him to search, he is a 2000 beater, helps me OTK faster. Not necessarily even OTK, just get in a lot more damage during the battle phase and go for game, because if my opponent doesn't have next turn, can't kill me with it. I was playing Gear Chronicle, actually, yesterday. Skip my opponent's turn. Finally! I felt so good. The damage was 5/5 when I did it too. I felt good. Onto the side deck. Needle Ceiling, Torrential, and Dark Trap Hole. This is for pendulums. Zephyr. Sends additional cards, otherwise it'd just be a 3rd Needle Ceiling. Macrocosmos makes the previous 3 really good. This works with Macrocosmos. I just take a Rite of Spirit out, put this in, and let's go. Huge Revolution is over. It's slightly more versatile than, of course, Starlight Road is. Banishes the card, be it a monster, of course, whether it's Exaton Knight or it is Judgment Dragon, Fire King, whatever. Gets rid of them. Double Spell Shattering Arrow, obvious reason I can't play Fairy Wind. The 3rd space, Dimensional Fissure. Same as I said earlier with the Macrocosmos. It shuts down, they shut down a lot of decks, and I can play under it. I don't really care. Shout out to Tyler Tabman on that for some cred on that, I guess, if you need it, other than my just say so. But yeah, credibility on that. Tyler Tabman side decks 3 macro because in Zectors. Gravekeepers can play under it a lot better than you think. And as I made a video about earlier, Trap Eater. That's 1 map. Double Lantia. And Shaman. Shaman can also play Visionary, but I've got the Fairy Lily for those situations, so shouldn't really need to. but Visionary is definitely a card that could be put in that space as well. Visionary does actually work towards my goal, so it is kind of interesting that Visionary isn't the card I'm playing, but the thing is, Shaman stops things from happening, so Shaman it is. Also, Shaman's like kind of a lot better in tag games. I do kind of do those fairly frequently. Of course, you don't get a side deck in tag, but point still stands. If I were to tag the tag game real life, you know. So, anyways, that's it for this one.